Hello and welcome to another edition of the One Team We Agree On. I'm Jillian.
And I'm Kyle. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Good, good. On today's episode, it's a very special episode. We have with us today the vice captain of Union 2, Frankie Westfield. He's coming on the show. We recorded this a little earlier and had wonderful conversation with him. Just before we get started with this interview, first off, what are you wearing?
I am wearing my Fight for Philly shirt I got in 2022, I think, and my one of my new headbands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm fresh off of work, so literally I'm wearing my work shirt. But yeah, for this episode, again, we had some audio problems at certain points, but again, we had a wonderful, wonderful interview, and again, so stick around. But yeah, there's a couple glitches where you're probably like, wait a minute, what's going on here? We edited some of it out, but just a little programming note there. But where can people find us before we get started?
So you can find us on all your major podcasting platforms as well as on social media. We are on Twitter at TOTWAG. Our personal Twitters, I'm at silly double underscore Jilly, and you are at Coach Almany. And we are on Instagram and Facebook at the One Team We Agree On. I have a TikTok, Jillian Almany or whatever. I always forget it. How bad is that?
That is good.
I'm sorry, but if you look up Jillian Almany, you'll find it. And we are on YouTube at the One Team We Agree On. And finally, we do have our website, theoneteamweagreeon.com.
So, without further ado, here's our interview with Frankie Westfield.
Hope you enjoy. All right, so we have the pleasure of talking with Frankie Westfield today, defender for Philadelphia Union 2. And thanks so much for taking time to talk with us.
Thank you for having me. Excited.
Yeah, so tell us how you got started with soccer and what your experience was like growing up. And did you play any other sports?
Yeah, so I started when I was 4 at a local club near me in Northeast Philadelphia. That's where I'm from, called Philly Soccer Club, or PSC, COPA, whatever you want to call it. I started there when I was 4, played like Little League, played there all the way up to I was U10 probably. My dad is the coach. And I think at like a little tournament, the Union was there, Union Academy scouts, they were there, and they scouted me and they asked me if I wanted to come and join the Union Pre-Academy for like some trainings. And then I trained, they liked me, and then they brought me into the U12s, and I just progressed and made my way up to where I am now. And I think playing other sports have helped me get to where I am today. I feel like growing up, I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, and we all played like different sports. I played basketball, baseball, swimming, even. I played pretty much did it all. I feel like those sports kind of helped me get like my athleticism where I am today too. So
Absolutely. I think playing multiple sports as you're younger is really important. It's cool that you mentioned swimming because we're both swim coaches and we're competitive swimmers. So yeah, I'll be heading off to coach swim practice after this. So
Yeah, no, I
that's
actually,
cool.
it's funny you say it, Frankie. I actually started as a soccer player and then transitioned into swimming. Like I gotten up to like travel teams. This is back in the 90s, and then swimming just took off for me, and it was like, all right, like sorry, soccer. But soccer's always still been part of my life. Your dad was a big time soccer player locally, wasn't he? He was.
yeah,
Can you
he was
touch on
pretty
that a
good.
little bit?
Yeah, I mean, he tells me like some stories here and there about like how good he was. I mean, I never seen him play, because I wasn't there. But I know like from the stories I've heard, he was pretty good. He doesn't really tell me a lot. He's kind of humble about it, but I feel like what I've heard from like some of his friends was that like he liked to get a lot of red cards. He liked the scrappy player. So that's kind of all I know. But I feel like yeah, he was good. He got to like good level. So yeah.
Who would you say to this point in your career has impacted you the most? And then, like, how supportive have your parents been with the whole academy and now going on with your career?
No, yeah, I feel like my parents definitely impacted the most. I feel like them putting me into all these different sports and like taking the time to whether it's take me to practice or paying the money when I was little to put me in these sports. I feel like they've impacted me the most, both my parents, and then I feel like also all my coaches in my life, whether it's from the academy or whether it was before I was even in the academy growing up. I feel like all the coaches that I've had just impacted me a lot as well. So
Awesome, awesome. So what's it like balancing academics and training competition? I'm a teacher, actually, I teach middle school, so that side always interests me for sure. And what would you say going through the academy has, how would you say that's prepared you for your next steps in your career?
yeah, so it's kind of a funny story. I'm not like I'll tell you this like flat out. I'm not the smartest person. I'm not like I don't really enjoy school a lot, because I'm very active and I have a lot of energy sometimes. So I hate sitting in one spot. But I feel like growing up, I went to a grade school literally right down the street from me. I used to walk there every single day, and I was still in the academy then, so I would walk there, do school, and then I would always be late to training because training would be at 3:30 and school would end at 2:30. So, and it's kind of like a far drive with traffic
Mhm.
from here. And then it was YSC. So I'd always be late to training. And it was hard for me balancing it then. But my parents, we figured it out. Like we got through the times there, and now we're in the YSC Academy. And since I don't like, school a lot, I'm not a big school guy. YSC's helped me so much. I mean, balancing with school and soccer at the same time, whether I'm traveling, it just makes me like school a lot. I feel like they're all like I'm going now into college. I never really wanted to go to college. Just also wanted to just to sign pro or just to go pro, but made the decision to go to college. And I think YSC has a big part in helping me do that. So I feel like yeah, that's kind of like my
Y-
school.
You mentioned college. Like, how has YSC really kind of prepared you, would you say, for that balance?
No, yeah,
As
yeah,
Go ahead, because I'm a former college coach, so
okay.
like having done both college and now like more the club side where I'm at now, like how would you say it's prepared you?
No, yeah, I feel like YSC is like kind of like what I've heard from like past college guys that came through the academy. It's YSC is pretty much just like college. You might have practice or like a lift, and then like they'll work with your schedule, and then you'll go to school, you go to classes, and then like kind of like if you have practice in the afternoon, it's YSC is kind of like college in a way. So I feel like that kind of prepares you for like what you're going to get into college. So that's yeah,
Good, good.
yeah.
Mhm, go ahead.
Yeah, good.
Um, Someone who might not be familiar with your head coach, Marlon Blanc, how would you describe him as a person first and foremost? Because I've heard stories about how awesome of just a human being he is, and then also how he isn't a coach, kind of things that he's impacted you personally with.
No, yeah. Personally, he's a great guy off the field, like funny. He gets to know each player like personally a lot, and I feel like for me, whether it's I'm up or I'm down, he always brings me. If I'm down, he always brings me up. If I'm up, he kind of always brings me down to like where a level where I'm like level headed. So I feel like off the field, he's just the coach you want. I mean, he's impacted me a lot too. Like I said, all the coaches, he's pretty much one of them that I've been with for 3 years now, and he's done a lot for me off the field as well. And on the field, I feel like for me, I've grown as a player. I got more technical. I'm smarter as a player. I'm stronger, and I feel like just with these past 3 years, he's helped me grow a lot as a player and as a person as well. So he's a big impact in my life.
What areas would you say you still have to improve on? If like you were looking at yourself right now, where you want to take the next steps in your development?
Yeah, I'd definitely say my 1v1 defending, not so much my defending, it was my 1v1 defending against attackers, and also my more of my crosses in the dangerous areas, as well as my attacking, where I can get more dangerous with my 1v1 dribbling, and also like yeah, like I said, more on my crosses, getting in dangerous spots, like more in assists and goals and stuff like that. So
Nice, nice.
So who would you say on the first or second team have you really bonded with during your time with the union? And any wisdom from the first team players maybe that's benefited you?
yeah, I'll start with the Union 2 and kind of like the academy guys that are progressed to Union 2 as well, I feel like all the academy guys, we're all just like really one big unit. We all stick together, whether it's we do academy versus like the sign guys or on the field. It's just like all the academy guys usually just stick like all together, and I feel like that's great. But usually, like I think this is a big reason why Union 2 is having such a great season. It's kind of like usually it was kind of like separate. We have some Spanish guys on the team, like Spanish guys here, academy guys here. But now I feel like it's just all one big like team together. Like we're playing together. We're all like joined, and I think that's why we're playing so well right now. But I feel like for me, I would say like two of my best friends on the team. I probably have to say Alex Perez, number 43. He's when I grew up like freshman year, been here like 4 years with him. And then also David Vasquez, CJ Olney, all those guys. Sal Voss, Eddie Davis, those guys, always sticking with them. And on the first team, I'd probably say like Mbizo plays the same position as me, always helped me, always lifting me up, teaching me a lot of things as well. And Ali Bedoya, always teaching me, always talking to me, and same with Jacob. And then for the younger guys on the first team, like all of them, Chris, Quinn, Jack, Nate, always helping me as well. Always, they're all great guys. So
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, team culture is huge. Are you a Phillies fan?
yeah, I like all
Yeah.
Philly sports. So.
Yeah. Oh, me too. Well, that's why we're the one team we agree. But I'm 5 for 5. Philly, him not so much, but he's responsible for the Dolphins poster
Yes,
behind
I am.
us. But anyway, no, but you see like how cohesive the Phillies are right now, and they're having fun, and that team culture is great, and you see that leads to success, and you guys seem to really have some good team culture going on, and I know that starts with the coaches too. I mean, Marlon's been awesome. I enjoy watching when we're at the Union 2 games, seeing how he's coaching you guys and seeing all the interactions. So that's been really cool, but that's really great. And, I think that, yeah, that definitely is a big part of success for you guys, for sure.
For sure. And have you had any interactions working with the first team? And if so, how would you compare Coach Jim Curtin to maybe like a Marlon LeBlanc? How are they the same? How are they different?
Well, they both have like their different ways of coaching.
Right.
Yeah, Jim's definitely more like in training. He's more like quiet guy. He's more like he's gonna observe like how you play, rather than Marlon's gonna like coach you through and trying to get you to where that first team level is. So I feel like Marlon's more like he's gonna talk to you. He's gonna like help you get to that level, and Jim's just kind of gonna be like, yeah, he's gonna watch you, observe how you play and stuff like that. But the Union way, our style of play is kind of like the same. So
Mhm.
yeah, kind of had the same tactics.
Yeah. Who would you say, and this is kind of going back a little bit, but were there any academy coaches when you're going through academy that you really bonded with that to this day you still kind of connect with and talk to and all that?
Yeah, I feel like every single one of the coaches that are in the academy still now, that when I was there, like I'll say one, Coach Fred De Silva used to play for the Union. Great guy. I always play with him. Sometimes I'll practice with him. But a bunch of them, even if like I didn't have them as a coach, I would still talk to them. I still, every single coach, I see them at school because they're working at school as well. So every single coach they're all great guys. They're all off the field and on the field. But I feel like one that isn't there right now, it was Tobias Neubenmeyer, who was the 17's coach for like 4 years maybe. He was good. I liked him a lot actually. Yeah, sad he had to leave, but yeah, he was a good guy too. So
Who would you say you model your game after? Like you specifically, what inspiration, professional, legendary players?
yeah, I'd say right now, Joshua Kimmich. I kind of feel like, or like a Trent Alexander-Arnold or like Reece
Mhm.
James, one of those guys that they could play right back. Trent and Joshua, they can also play like in the middle. I feel like I can also do that as well, and I'm trying to do that more as play as a right back and as a middle in the middle. So I feel like those guys, like all those right backs that can play in the middle, are kind of like
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, what does it mean to you to be one of the captains for Union 2 this season?
Yeah, it was. I was kind of surprised because I didn't know like what was gonna happen, who was gonna get it. So it was kind of just like a day at school. I was just walking around, sat down, went on my phone, was talking to all the guys, and I opened Instagram, and it says two Union 2 captains, and I saw my name as the vice captain. And then everyone else started walking, oh, vice captain. Yeah, I was like, yeah. But it was great to see. I mean, of course, you're always trying to be the captain. You're always trying to like that's the main goal for me sometimes. But I feel like as an 18-year-old, it's kind of hard for me because I'm still young and I'm still trying to fool around a little bit. I still get mad when I lose, and I'm trying not to do that. But I feel like for me, it's great. I like it a lot. But yeah, it was a surprise when I saw it. But
So you found out on Instagram, did like the coaches tell you ahead of time, or it was like, oh, surprise?
I mean, like in preseason,
Mhm.
I would get the armband sometimes.
Okay.
When Kyle was off the field, I would get it. So I mean, from there, it would you can kind of tell, but like I didn't really know anything until the Instagram. Yeah. So
Oh, so go ahead. Oh, so to this point in your Union tour, and this can even be academy, what are your 3 most memorable moments you would say?
well, the one has to be in the academy when we won the MLS Next playoffs. That was a great
Mhm.
moment. I wasn't really there for most of the games. I flew out for the semifinal game.
Mhm.
I actually got sick, and then I felt better for the final, so they played me in the final. But I wasn't there for any of like the group stage games or any of that because I was with Union 2. But then I feel like the second one has to be my first professional goal for Union 2.
Mhm.
It's been going well, so
All right.
Awesome.
Eh,
yeah.
So with Union 2 off to a great start, what do you feel makes this team so special then in 2024?
Yeah, like I said, there's definitely like the connectivity between our team. It's great right now. I mean, you could tell like no one's really in our locker room except our players. So we have this big
Mhm.
together, playing together, and also like in training sometimes there's some battles, like some fights, and I think that's like good. That's good
Right.
for the team
Mm-hmm.
to get closer, and that's how you're gonna have someone's back in the game as well. So yeah.
Awesome. So you talk about college. So what is your plans moving forward, and then long term, where do you want to see yourself? Back in MLS, long term, or are you just kind of playing it one day at a time?
Yeah, I'm definitely taking it one day at a time, but I feel like my main goal is, as of right now, I'll probably just go to college at Penn State, go to college, hopefully play there for a year, maybe. That's what my hope is, just a year, and then come back to the Union. Hopefully sign for the Union, and then just ball out and then make it into Europe. So
Yeah.
There you go. There you
yeah.
go.
Penn State, that's a great choice.
Yes.
We're big Penn State fans.
So
Yes.
that's cool.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Um, and I guess we got some fun questions for you.
Yeah.
So first question, what's your pregame ritual?
I'm a big religious guy, so if we play on a Sunday, I'll go to church on a Saturday with my family. I'll say a few prayers, like just keep me protected, Father, and like all that stuff. Keep everyone else on the field protected. And then before the game, there's this guy John that comes to the games, and he prays for us and helps us like stay protected on the field and stuff like that. So I'll do those two things. Like for me, I think personally, it's like I can't just lock in, just stay in one spot. Like
Mhm.
for me, it's kind of like I'm hearing music and I'm just kind of just dancing around, acting around, like it's kind of like my way of warming up, I guess, just dancing, getting loose. And also, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but tech ball, like playing
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
tech ball a lot
Yeah.
pre-game. Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. So we know the Bridge Brigade love giving hugs out to you guys after the match. What's your favorite hug flavor?
Ooh. I probably have to. I probably just say blue. Blue's great. But I feel like I'm so tired after the games. Like I can't even think about it. I just really want to hug like
Right.
a drink, and but they're so good. You just
Right.
call one right away. But I feel like the blue.
Talking with two of the capos, and I said, "Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to be talking to Frankie this week." And they go, and I told them about the question. They go, "They're all going to say blue, except for Andrew Rick. He
We
likes
asked him the
green.
other day. Yeah.
He likes green."
Yeah.
So we are having some fun with that.
Yeah. So yeah, that seems to be the popular choice.
It does. It does. So you want to say something?
Yeah. So okay. So did you watch the national broadcast? Well, I guess was it the Apple TV one with the Phillies, and they were asking Brandon Marsh the questions. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun. But I thought we'd ask you the same thing. You know, if you were in a rock band, what teammates would be in it with you?
Alex Perez, Eddie Davis, and David Vasquez. Just David just for the jokes because he can't dance or sing, and then Eddie just because he can dance and sing because that's like we do that in the locker room all the time, and then Alex because he can also dance and sing. Just that's pretty much what I said. So.
Awesome.
Nice. Well, we really appreciate your time as always. Where can people find you on social media?
Yeah, my Instagram it's just Frankie Westfield, no space, no case, and then there's 2's at the end. TikTok, my TikTok I think is Frankie.Westfield, and then Twitter, which is like X. I don't really use that a lot, but I think it's Frankie Westfield, and the L in Westfield's a 1, but that's it. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, again, thank you so much for your time, and good luck this Sunday against New England too. That's going to be a good matchup. So,
yeah, sure. Thank
Yeah,
you.
well,
Yep.
yeah. So yeah, we appreciate it and look forward to continued success this season for you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So that was the interview. What's your takeaways from it?
I thought it was really great to hear Frankie's experiences coming up through the academy and his school experiences and what it's like being on Union 2 and just more about that team culture. I thought that was really interesting because they do have a really special team culture
They
going on
do.
there, and I think that's a big part of their success.
I was glad for that as well. I was also really interested, and shout out to Kyle the baby who correctly predicted that they would indeed say Frankie would indeed say blue.
Yeah.
So as we found out that his favorite hug flavor is blue. So so there's that. I thought it was interesting, kind of his future plans, who he kind of mimics his game out with, and also kind of like his relationship with the first team players who's been influential. So just a lot of really interesting little nuggets there. So again, Frankie, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, we appreciate it. It was great chatting. And honestly, to the listeners, if you haven't been to a Union 2 game or if you haven't watched them, you really should because they're a lot of fun to watch and to see the future of this organization and the sport, seeing these guys coming up. It's great. And they do play at New England on Sunday at 3 p.m. So definitely catch that if you're able to and get on out to Subaru Park when they're at home.
So that's all the time we have for this episode of the One Team We Agree On.
Yeah, be sure to like and subscribe, leave us comments because we love hearing from you. And we hope to have some more guests on soon. But if you ever have ideas for that, send them our way and for any show topics as well. And hopefully we will, like I said, get some more people on soon. I think we got some things coming up and hopefully the union get back on track with things as well.
Yeah, when you're listening to this on Wednesday, we record Monday, so this is Wednesday now. We're going to release this. So, yeah, hopefully you're listening to this, heading to the stadium, and hopefully the Union can get some points tonight, get back to their winning ways, hopefully. So, until next time, I'm Kyle.
I'm Jillian.
And we'll see you at the game.